Today was interesting for me, so we'll begin. I was able to go to school early today, and I hung out with a peripheral girl of a friend group that I hung out with 2 days ago. Though she remained silent most of the time, she was calm, I was calm, and I did a little bit of work. The issue is that my pinky keeps on hurting when I write on paper because the way that I write is very unique. Way my middle fingers, it's broken, so there's a lot of friction on my pinky, at least on the nail bed. So I'm still facing that issue. Makes me write a little bit slower. But regardless, I was able to go to first period. Not too many problems occurred. First period, I did a quiz about Spanish class regarding the verb quedarse, and it went mostly well. I got most of the problems right, but my group got confused with one problem. It was quote unquote the shirt fits me well, but I blank the price is good, quote unquote. For a few seconds, my group was confused, but I realized it was the answer of pienso que in Spanish. It means I think that. So the teacher also took time to complain on why they don't let others charge the phone in class anymore. Apparently, years ago, when the new iPhone came out, a former student bought one and played around with the phone. They charged it during class, but the thing is, once they left for class, they left that phone behind. Someone else stole it, and then principals and the parents complained to the teacher and made them pay instead of actually talking to the girl and why she left it. And so, an interesting story. Second period, big thanks to the kid for helping me defend me from the two girls. So we continue on PE and I did a simple walk the rest of the time. The bad thing is that the group that I told you guys about with the person who was named Nicole, they were aggressive towards me for no reason at all. When I was nearby, they asked me about a few simple questions about my life. It was nothing aggressive, but it became really terrible when I asked if they spoke Spanish. They proceeded then to give me a bunch of very inappropriate cuss words in Spanish. I told them that they're looking at the mirror, and then they said back to me, quote unquote, you have hair that is balding and a bad mouth, quote unquote. At that point, I decided to walk away. But I was like, as I was walking away, I thought, like, this is overt hostility without any aggression. I was just simply asking a few questions. They were asking me a few questions. I didn't do anything bad to them. I didn't ask any retaliatory questions. But I then thought of a good comeback. Well, I may have balding hair, but I can't control that. At least I know how to control my mouth, quote unquote. That could have been a comeback. I mean, I was thinking of saying it back to them, but my goal is not to throw hostility at people, especially when I already walked away. Instead of that comeback, I'll do something that lasts longer, immortalizes moments online digitally, which is much more dangerous because in the future, post graduation, and even now, only one person controls the narrative on how this happened. And that's me. Not out of ego or disappointment, but because they themselves didn't get to remember the situation anyway. So, anyways, here we go. Third period, I worked on science drawings and many types of wind and how it affects daily life. It was from sea breeze to a city heat dome and wind through mountains, and I worked on math after. And for anyone curious on why I do have balding hair, it's because of my father's genetic side. Even with the best treatments of hair that I could get, it's still going to keep on occurring thanks to my dad's genetics. Now, fourth period, I did new notes about the totalitarian leader, the one that took direct inspiration from Mussolini and the one that caused a lot of deaths later on in World War II. I learned about how they grew up and the economic problems that were going on in Germany. Now, lunch period, interesting conversation. I was told I should join psych class next year, and apparently every class project is done about baby role playing, meaning that you have to pretend that you have a baby, maybe in the form of a manger, some sort of small bear cup, or maybe a little bit of some stuffed animal. You'll take care of it like a baby. You log what you do to it. If you give it formula, let me drop them, or if you do anything like that, it's basically for a little project. Of course, I always ask a structural question to this person during lunch credits if you're watching. What if it gets in the dryer? Are you sure the baby's not going to run away? Where'd the father go? Did you drop it? Where are the toys for the baby? But obviously, it's all play questions, not that the doll or like stuffed animal stuff would run away, but it's more of the structural stuff if it was a real baby. Now, I'll think about joining the class. I was also told that there's a similar class where they have a sock project, and I'm not sure about that. I'll think about it, to be honest. But then again, I was also told the last part is link group. You guys know days earlier, I did apply to become a link leader, and then for my friend during lunch, when they applied to be a leader, they were contacted 2 days after. I have not been contacted yet about link group application, but I already emailed like the teacher days ago, and they said that they're still reviewing other applicants, inferring that they'll come to me when they get the chance to do so. Now, fifth period, we did another common lit assignment about internet personas and how people put on fake personas and how if someone fakes something, it inversely reveals their own fears and how others feel more expressive online because they won't be judged in person. Now, during class, I was silently laughing because a boy and 3 other girls in my row were being pretty funny and comedically, and now they made a lot of jokes that I can't see on camera to you guys. And they messed with each other's Chromebooks, did bottle flips, and kind of laughed all the way around on whether who should get the most in and outs if they were to order something. And maybe a lot of whole mess of other stuff that I can't mention. One of the boys called one of the girls, quote unquote, piggy. So what I did is that I asked the boy and said, what if it's the character from Lord of the Flies, the book that we're reading, quote unquote. The boy tried to fist bump me, but I missed it the first. The boy and the girls the rest of the time ended up laughing incessantly as a result. Because I missed them, they made a bunch of other jokes that I still don't remember, and some things I see still can't say. Obviously, I was silently laughing the rest of this period also, even as I finished up that common lit assignment. Sixth period, I finished up an assignment for math quadratics, and I felt a little bit ambitious near the end of the period. The teacher obviously did her lesson recap and taught us quadratic formulas. I finished the assignment and turned it in later. There was one spark about me when it comes to learning about languages. Even though I know I cannot speak full Spanish yet, I am not able to do it in complete sentences when I talk about the deep topics. I'm not yet prepared for that, even though I am still like a level there. I'm still awkward in conversational English, as we've seen yesterday in my video. Or even my thoughts say that I should still practice my Spanish first. And I felt that spark of wanting to learn the Italian language, not for any specific defensible reason other than wanting to be another trilingual speaker. It was like a spark to build your own character. And I realized that during class, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's practice the Italian language, but we'll stick to the basics first. I'm still learning both Spanish and both the Romance languages, and I'm going to start very slow this time with Italian. because only with present tense, because I don't want to end up mixing up anything or go too fast. Think of my line of making videos as a simple equation of y equals x. Every day is a slope of 1. 1 unit of Spanish forward, 1 unit of Italian forward. The tenses are very similar. Even the yo in Spanish and yo in Italian are very similar. The Italian sounds like an extra e sound before the yo. And I'm going to stick to present tense for now and practice the basic greetings until we enter more complex tenses such as preterite, such as making full sentences that I have done before in my other Instagram reels. But right now, we're going to be learning both. As a result, it'll be time to do it. Using the math metaphor of y equals x, a slope of 1 ensures that I don't go too fast, but it ensures that I don't go too slow. And just to make sure, this is one of my first sentences in Italian, since Spanish and Italian, and even English too, both use the verb to go plus a personal a plus the infinitive form of another verb. Io vado a creare un video.